Good morning. I'm here with Colleen Cunningham, candidate for Johnson County Community College Board of Trustees. On behalf of the Johnson County Public Policy Council, thank you, Colleen, for being here today.
Sure.
The Johnson County Public Policy Council is made up of 10 chambers of commerce in Johnson County. Our goal is to provide information about public policy issues impacting area businesses. So, Colleen, let's get started. Tell me a little bit about yourself and why you're seeking this office.
Okay. My name is Colleen Cunningham. I grew up in a low-income family in Iowa, but I had access to really good public schools. And because of that, I was able to go on and get my bachelor's degree in psychology with minors in sociology, focusing on social work and in music. I worked for a couple of years with teenagers and young adults who had disabilities before I went back to graduate school, where I studied special education and also educational policy and leadership studies. I finished my master's degree there, and I moved down to Overland Park, where I taught special education, and I met my husband. We started our family. I did some volunteer work, and just because of that beginning in having strong public education and the opportunity for social mobility that gave to me, I want to give that back to other students and families in our community. So that's why I'm running.
Great. If you're elected, what would be your top 3 agenda items as a trustee that you would work towards the betterment of the college and the education it provides?
Sure. My top 3 goals are affordability, equity and inclusion, and transparency. The current dip in enrollment at Johnson County Community College suggests that maybe we need to look at adjusting tuition rates to actually be a little bit lower to attract more students. Also, I recently ran across some information that free lunch rates in Johnson County have increased 56% over the last decade. So we really need to be prioritizing making sure that there's affordable higher education for students and families in our community. I think that given demographic trends currently, that inclusion and equity are important things to focus on. The faculty recently asked for a dedicated resource for diversity and inclusion issues, and I think that that's something to look into doing. And then there have been reports of declining trust between faculty and administration at Johnson County Community College, and I think that that's something that we need to make sure we're addressing.
Thank you. With respect to paying for the cost of educating the college's students, where do you stand regarding tuition increases versus mill levy increases, and what is the appropriate way to balance those?
So I think that we need to do the best that we can to slow tuition increases and even lower the tuition rates if that's at all possible, especially given the current reduced enrollment at the school and those free lunch rates that are going up in our county. I do think that we need to make sure that all stakeholders are not experiencing any kind of sticker shock, either through the mill levies or through tuition. And I think that we can do that by making carefully researched decisions and making sure that those decision-making processes are transparent. I think that we need to make sure that the affected parties have time to plan, either for increased tuition or for the changes in the mill levies. And that I think that when stakeholders are included in the planning process, it helps everyone kind of accept the decisions that are made.
And Kansas is experiencing all-time low unemployment rates, and employers are struggling to find qualified workers, especially in technical and skilled trades. What role should Johnson County Community College play with regard to workforce readiness locally and statewide?
So I think that ensuring that there are really strong connections between the college and businesses statewide and locally make both of those entities stronger. I think that the college benefits when the businesses can come in and say, here's what we're looking for. We need this kind of coursework and these job skills from your graduates. That helps the school because then they have strong students that are graduating and getting hired. And it helps the business community because then when they're looking to hire, they have more highly qualified candidates that are ready to go and start working. I think that the advisory committees do a really important job as far as making those connections stronger. And I'm actually really excited to learn more about how those committees function to make sure that we have guidance from diverse perspectives in our community, from small tech startups and other small businesses to the multinational corporations that call Kansas home.
What is your vision for the college 10 years from now?
I'm super excited when I think about the college 10 years from now, actually. I think that I think that watching the development of cutting edge programs like the sustainability program that are there now get me really excited. I think that with advances in artificial intelligence and automation, community colleges are really uniquely positioned to be kind of the first line of defense against those big and rapid changes that are going to happen in the job market. I think that keeping the college strong and making sure that the programs stay affordable is going to allow community members to go back for retraining as those changes happen in the job market. And that will actually have the effect of minimizing reliance on social safety net programs in our community, so we'll help the whole community to make sure that Johnson County Community College stays strong.
Do you have any final thoughts on why someone should vote for you?
Sure. I first want to say how important the election is, especially given the news yesterday that President Sopcich is stepping down in a year. And I think that also given that Trustee Lindstrom is stepping down, the election is really especially important, and it's an opportunity to bring together the new Board of Trustees along with faculty and staff and students and other community stakeholders to make sure that there's a positive working relationship happening at Johnson County Community College. On August 6th, or beginning with early voting on July 17th, every voter in Johnson County gets to have a say on who sits on the Board of Trustees, and everybody gets to vote for 3 people. I hope that my education and my experience and my work ethic will earn me that vote from you. So thank you.
Well, Colleen, thank you for spending a little time with us today, and we wish you the best of luck in this year's election.
Thank you very much.